Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
They're out and set, first and 10. Allen on the play action. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. So second down coming up.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately no connection to be made.
Finds Kincaid.
You know, Kate, it's almost as if the defense invited him to make that throw. That was a play they knew they could defend, and they stopped it right at the line.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Operating from the gun, it's Allen. On the move, headed right. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down. The Bills with a punt team out there. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 65 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Blown back, gets the handoff. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. Third and 2 coming up.
Brings up third and 2.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field. Incomplete. The Colts are ready for the punt. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. On the ground, first run for Ray Davis. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. It's a gain of 3 for him, and that brings up 7.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Grant tapped it in to pick it off. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back, the pick 6. Harrison Mevis on to try to point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts go up 10-zip here in the first. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. Drive starts out with a first and 10. to the air. It's Allen after the pick. Buys time, rolling right. Gets this to Kincaid. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Again, it's Cook. Again, he hits the second level. And he's finally brought down at the 33. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't connect with Dallas Goedert. So that brings up second down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. And in, touchdown Buffalo. They'll set up here for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. Scoreboard shows 10-7. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They have second down behind the sticks. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. 3 yards almost gets him back to even, but it's going to be 3rd and 11 now.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the
pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. They'll bring out the punter here. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Escapes a defender. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. He manages 13 on this punt return. And the Bills will take over possession. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Brought down by Julian Blackman. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, you got to tackle from behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Second and 10 now. Finds him over the middle. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Allen throw on 3rd and 1. Connection made to Coleman. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Bills first down. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. First time this game they've looked to him. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Allen. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Bills first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Cook trying this one up the gut. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Play action now with Allen. Hits his tight end on the corner route. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
They'll try the right side with Cook. Runs it in. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills take a 2nd quarter lead. It's a James Cook touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Bills take a 4-point lead. The Bills kickoff team out there now as they'll send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Indy. The Colts have a lot of work to do for any points before the break. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Judy there to grab it. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They get 13 on the pickup. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. They're set up at the 35 now. To throw here on 1st down. He's got a man left. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They are throwing it again. He's on the move. Oh, the football's loose. And this is scooped up by the Bills. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They've got a man in motion. Here's 2nd and 5. And the coverage is too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Allen on 3rd and short. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. It's a gain of 29 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Trying it left side with Cook. And he's in for the touchdown. The Bills will add to their lead at the end of the half. It's a James Cook touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Bills drive their lead to 11. The Bills kickoff team out there now as they'll send this away. Has this at the 6. And look at this return. And they'll be looking at some decent field position. He's out of bounds up towards the 35. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Judy will go in motion right. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Looking to the air here. Finding Judy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
To the air now on 1st and 10. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it sets up 2nd down. He'll throw it yet again. Finds his back complete. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Well, free that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
A final throw before the break. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Quiddy Pay there to take him down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
2nd and 4. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open to beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Play action now. Allen. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it's going to be their football coming up. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They give it to him again. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, the 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
2nd and 8. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down. They'll throw it. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he nailed that one.
And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. A 9-yard gain, but that still sets him up with a 3rd and 12. He's dropping back to throw. Connection made to Judy. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. 4th and 3, drive on the line. Here's a throw. He connects downfield on 4. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? And gets him the first on 4th down. From the red zone now. Short pass brought in. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Stops for no gain, and it leaves them 6 yards out on 3rd and goal.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it...
And he will score! Touchdown, Indianapolis! The Colts start the second half with some needed points. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Revis now for the extra point. And he sends the point after right through the uprights. And the Colts cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 32. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. He's got it inside the 25. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he's able to get this down to the 13. Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's Bills ball. We'll see if they can hang on to this lead till the end. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down. Short yardage situation here, it's 3rd and 2. To the well again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, pressure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
You had to know. It's the red zone.
Kickoff team out there now as they'll send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll motion Smith left. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. He's back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
To throw it on 1st down. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of him.
He's got Smith. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They'll get 18 yards there. And it'll be 1st down, Colts. Throwing it again here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Colts losing by 7. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Throw left side, complete. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Bills territory. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Looking to throw it. Getting out to his left. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Desperation time here on fourth. He's on the move. Oh, no, he lost control of another one. And this is scooped up by the Bills. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
You know, they like to say about sports, it's 90% mental. Well, right now with this runner, after 3 fumbles, it's 100% mental. You got to hang on to the football. It's in his head right now, and it just can't happen.
Here's Cook, and he's brought down for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat. But the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Timeout Indianapolis. That's its second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another one for Cook. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The Colts take a timeout. That's their last one. That's all they had. So the offense free to start running the clock down now.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw. That's grabbed inside the 30.
Good game. I knew what she was looking for. Good game. I knew what she was looking for. Definitely play some good ass defense, bro.
Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Bills take a knee, and they'll let the seconds tick away in this win.
Definitely play some good ass defense, bro.
So the Bills fight their way to a win on the road. And this winning streak continues
That was a
to
good
grow as
game.
they claim their lead.